Hello, this is Dustin with the Montana Paranormal Research Society. We're going to start doing something a little bit different here. We're going to start answering questions that you post to any of a number of our sites, whether it be Facebook, Google Plus, any of them, even our main website. So go ahead and get those questions rolling into us, and we're going to start doing every once in a while a video in response to some of these questions, and we'll try to answer them through the YouTube channel. I'm not going to make any guarantees. It's not going to be super professional. As you can see, I'm sitting here using my webcam to do this today. But it is going to be hopefully a little bit of an insight into the MTPRS and our views and our thoughts on things. Keep in mind, it's our opinions. It's my opinion a lot of times. It's not always going to be maybe at the same opinion that many of my colleagues out there in the field have. I do have difference in my opinions on matters, on several matters for that instance. So keep that in mind. It's not meant to offend anyone. It's just meant to give as much information as possible to anyone for that matter. So anyways, get those questions rolling in. One of the main questions that we get asked very often is, how did we start this group? Well, that is a good question. It started back in 2005, but before we get to that point, I probably need to tell you a little bit more about myself and how I got interested in the paranormal. So the year was 1999. I lived in Bozeman, Montana, and I worked for the school district there in Bozeman. And one night, I was leaving the administrative office. I was a computer technician for the school district, and as I was leaving, it was probably later at night. Can't remember really what time it was. It was dark outside. I was shutting the door and locking it behind me. Inside the building was only emergency lights, so about every other light down the hallway was lit. So it was fairly dark inside. And I remember looking down at that hallway, and I see what appears to be a little girl standing out at the end of the hallway. And it's probably about 100 feet from me. And I was pretty sure that I was the only one left in that building at the time. So I opened back up the door, walked inside, and went down to where I saw her. And when I got there, there was no one there. It was dark. Couldn't really make out a whole lot. I looked off to my right, and off to the right was a staircase that went down to the basement of that building. Well, it was pitch black. I didn't have any way to turn on those lights, so I pretty much was kind of, figured it was in my head. Wasn't sure what I saw. I didn't really put it all together until about a week later when I was walking through the newer section of the school building, and there was an exhibit someone put up, and there was pictures of the children back in the 1920s, 30s, and they were in what appeared to be uniforms, and that kind of all clicked because I could have sworn that girl was wearing a little uniform. So that's when I started with the paranormal. At that point, I became interested in it. I wasn't sure what I saw. To this day, I haven't seen many things that even come close to that type of full body apparition. Many paranormal investigators do not see many of the full body apparitions. It's probably the most, as far as things go, the rarest thing that one of us can see. So going forward, I started working at a movie theater here in Billings, and this was back in 2001 after moving back to Billings. And with the help of two other people, we realized that we all had a deep interest in the paranormal, and we started experiencing some activity in the theater that we worked at. Because of what it is, I don't ever say the name of it or anything like that, but from that point forward, we started the group, and it started out as a 3-person team. We were pretty much doing any type of investigation that we could find. whether it be outdoors in someone's house. We started out very, very, very basic. We started out with a digital audio recorder and a digital camera. We didn't have the training, the tools that we have today, but you have to start out somewhere. So 2005, we pretty much hit the streets with digital recorder and a digital camera, and we started collecting audio and photographic evidence for people. It wasn't until probably about 2008 when we decided that we needed to expand a little bit. We put some ads out there for on the free forums, Craigslist. Some of the radio stations, local radio stations, had us on to talk a little bit, and then we met a few more of our members that we have currently today. Curtis and Laura, they joined our group and been with us since 2008. It was, I think, November-ish, roughly. And from that point forward, we just grew and grew and grew. In 2010, we then became the next TAPS family members in the state. Actually, we were the first TAPS family members. Now we're joined by Tortured Souls out of Missoula. So we've grown. We've had a lot of turnover, as with any other group. You get people that join the group and want to simply, do the investigations, but not necessarily all the other stuff that comes in. 90% of the work we have to do is review, and a lot of people don't necessarily want to sign up for that. So if you talk to any member or any director or anyone in charge of a paranormal group, you're going to see that there's a lot of turnover in the group, and that's probably the main cause, is that there's people that join these groups and not necessarily want to take on the work that, we come home from working our real job. We sit down for another hour or 2 hours to review audio or video evidence from the last case we did. And we have to do that, or otherwise we're not going to get through it. Every minute on a case is recorded, and every minute has to be reviewed. And that's tough sometimes to get it sorted into our lives. So we've been lucky. We have a core team. We haven't been actively taking any new members for about a year now. I don't see that we are going to start taking anyone new for a little while, just because our team is working fairly well. Our caseload is down this year, which is kind of nice, and some of us would be rather investigating, but we've had time for family this year, which is kind of nice too. A lot of times we do get busy in the October-ish, and we stay busy through the new year. So this year's been kind of nice on that front. So as we move forward, the team continues to grow. Maybe not in membership, but in the skills that we have and the tools that we use. And currently, we are very technologically. That's our main goal. We don't rely on a lot of psychics or sensitives. I'm not bashing any psychics or sensitives out there, but our team is based on technology. We're based on doing anything. We want to record the data. We want to show it to you. We want to be able to bring whatever we have to the table and let you see it. So that is what our team currently does. We use many types of recorders. We use audio recorders, video recorders, data loggers for EMF, temperature, the works. And this has been something we've grown to. So if you're starting out a team, you don't have to start out like this. You need to take the time and learn the basics, and that may be just an audio recorder and a digital camera, and that's perfect. Or even better, join a team. Join a team that's in your area, that's established. Don't go out on your own right away. It is something that you want to, talk to the people that have experience in it. I never recommend starting your team just out of nothing, because you need to have that baseline. You're going to be dealing with people, and people are always the hardest thing to deal with in this whole ghost hunting world. So anyways, that kind of gives you a little insight on how the group started and what we are today. I do see a wonderful future for the group. It's continuing to grow. Again, maybe not in membership, but in skills and in our technology, which is nice. We'll continue on our way, and we'll post some updates to that once we get to it. Moving forward, though, if you have questions, I really would like to start answering them via video here on our YouTube channel. So make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel first off. comment, any type of questions that you have regarding the paranormal or the group dynamics or anything for that matter. I want to help out. So anyways, again, Dustin with the Montana Paranormal Research Society, and send in your questions.